I've fallen down. My world is upside down. The heart, it aches with grief. It's taken over me like a wave crashing over. We are drowning. Emergency, sinking to the ocean bottom, down to the unknown. Lose control, letting go. Wait and see. I'm no longer drowning, I'm learning to swim. I can breathe.
In October 2007, my husband and my little girl's daddy was killed in a road accident. And for the first time in my life, I was taken to a depth of grief I'd never previously experienced. In struggling to come to grips with the overwhelming waves of emotion, I started writing on Bebo. And what began as an outlet for me soon morphed into something much bigger, and bigger than I'd ever imagined possible. My words, often revealing the raw tide of my emotion, started impacting others. People from all over the world started visiting my little corner of cyberspace and connecting with my journey. I realized then just how large the bigger picture really was, and recognized that the waves of grief will eventually hit everyone. It doesn't care about your age, your nationality, your political views, even your religion. It doesn't discriminate. And just like water, it can seep into the tiniest of cracks and leave huge devastation. Floundering in my grief, I found myself asking, is this really it? And through the many conversations with friends, family, strangers, and God, I came to realize that there was more, much more. Regan's death was not to be in vain, and I chose to believe that all things will work together for good. My perspective was changing. I now saw things in 4 dimensions. Little details were returning, and in some cases, they were far clearer and more vibrant than before. So part of my epiphany was the realization that this story needs telling, not just for me, but also, obviously, for others on the same journey. These last few months, I've met many wonderful people, and it was through these often chance encounters that this project was birthed. A blending of ideas and creativity, the waves of grief has become another essential part of my healing process. And with the help of a few amazing people who've added their own element of creative flair, we're now putting colour back into something that previously had none. With their help, we have made something truly beautiful from something that once was so bleak, a beautiful tragedy. And this is my story. I'll never forget that day. Like a raging tidal wave with the waters rising quickly, I just stood there, stunned, and watched life as I knew it, in all its colour, refinement, and the fresh detail, just fade out to black and white. It was literally like watching the colour being sapped out of a painting. And I mean, at this stage, you're in sheer shock and in a state of total despair. And I can remember at this time thinking in the back of my head, oh my gosh, I think I'm actually going to have to fight for my life here. This is just like war. And to be honest with you, I thought that war was watching the men on television go off to fight for their country. It never occurred to me that the experience of it could confront me in my own home. last an eternity. And it was the weirdest thing. You're feeling weightless, feeling free, well, temporarily at least, because I had no idea of the impact that would follow when I finally hit rock bottom. When I did hit rock bottom, I was forced to choose. Sink or swim. It was that simple. But you know, rather than being left to drift alone and forgotten, I found myself instead being carried. It was in this time that I began learning to stand again. With support and protection from my family, friends, and of course God, my confidence began to grow and I finally started feeling energized. For the first time, I began to see the light at the end of the tunnel, and I remember thinking, like I said before, I'll never forget that day. It'll always be there. But since that life-changing moment, I found that some days are kinder than others. And bit by bit, little by little, my life and the life of my daughter is slowly finding its color again.